I'm Karen.
And I'm Alana.
And this is Yalitza behind the camera, and we are the StART Festival.
And we're just getting together here today to talk about a new program that we're bringing to the StART Festival this year. Before we begin, we want to just give you a little bit of context about the StART Festival, who we are, and how it came to be.
So I guess it was about 3 years ago that we got started. And at that time, the two of us were still students, and we were kind of looking ahead to graduation and trying to figure out what that next step was for us, and sort of seeing that professional world out there and not knowing how to access it. And so we really felt like there needed to be that kind of in-between step.
So to start, what is the StART Fest mentorship program?
So the mentorship program is something new that we're starting this year, and it's coming out of the StART Festival. We were looking for a way to connect with artists more deeply and be more involved in supporting their creation and supporting their professional development. So it's going to run for about 5 months, culminating in a special presentation at the StART Festival. And what's going to happen is that each of the 3 participants, who are each going to be an artist in a different discipline, are going to be connected with a professional artist as their mentor. And so they're going to be able to meet throughout that 5-month period to work on a new project, to shadow their mentor on their projects, and also to meet collectively with all the participants in the program to have conversations that are relevant to everybody. With the StART Festival, it's this amazing chance to work with a lot of artists, but it's just that 1 or 2 night showcase. And we were interested in everything that leads up to being able to put something out in the public for presentation. And so all of that process of artistic development, but also the professional development, and figuring out, okay, well, how do I put together a project? How do I put together a budget? How do I find the resources that I need? And we were interested in doing that at a level that's kind of just 1 step past where the StART Festival participants are. So people who are still emerging artists, but maybe have already done some small amount of public presentation.
And so what makes the StART Festival mentorship program different than other mentorship programs?
There are 2 main things. One is that we're doing it in this interdisciplinary context, so we're encouraging artists who are working in different disciplines to engage with each other and to learn from each other. We're pairing a mentorship for artistic creation with a mentorship for professional development, and that we're trying to do those 2 things side by side.
Who can apply to this program?
So we're looking for people who have finished their training, who are no longer students. We're looking for people who want to be professional artists but aren't there yet.
And how do I apply to this program?
So you can apply online by email. The email address is startfesthalifax@gmail.com. And we're going to look for a few things in your application. 1, we need a statement of interest. We're also going to need a letter of support from someone who can vouch for you. And then we're also going to need some support material, which will be different depending on what your practice is.
Awesome. So, for example, if I was a video artist, how much video should I submit?
Probably about 10 minutes, but you can also submit stills. So you might do something like 3 minutes of video content and then 7 images. But we lay all of that out in the written description as well.
And does it need to be written? I'm not really a writer. I work in, for example, I work in video.
Yeah, totally. So for the statement of interest, we're open to really any different form. It can be written, it can be a video, it could be a recording. It's just important that you're addressing the criteria that we're looking for.
Awesome. And do I need to come to this with a specific project in mind or developed?
No, that's okay if you're still figuring out what it is that you might want to be developing. This mentorship is more about the artist rather than the project, although there will be the presentation at the end. But there's going to be lots of opportunity throughout the process to connect with your mentor and kind of sort out your ideas. So no, we don't ask for any kind of project description.
How do you pair mentors with proteges?
So there are 3 different ways that we can do that. The first is that we actually already have 2 amazing mentors on board. We have visual artist Erin Foster, and we also have theater maker Dustin Harvey. So the first way that we might pair you up is that you would just write in your statement of interest that you want to work specifically with, say, Dustin or Erin, and explain why you think that's a good fit. Second way that it could happen is that you could propose your own mentor. So if you know a professional artist that you want to be able to work with, you can just write that in there and ask them to provide the letter of support to vouch for you. The third way is if you're interested in participating in this program, but you don't have a mentor in mind, you can just let us know that too, and we'll be able to find somebody to match with you.
Perfect. What is your selection process once I submit my application?
Sure, yeah, so we do it by a jury. It's a combination of artistic excellence, based on what we see in your support materials, but it's also, we're looking for need, right? We want to find people who will really get a lot out of this program, who seem excited about it, and who seem like they have something that they can learn. So those are going to be kind of the main things that we're looking for, as well as trying to get a good spread across artists working in different practices.
And what if I walk away right now and then I come up with a bunch of other questions that I want to ask?
You can always send us an email at startfesthallfax@gmail.com. I would love to answer your questions whenever you have questions or whatever.
And I feel like as an emerging artist, I'm not really ready, or I'm worried about whether or not my quality of work is high enough. What would you have to say to someone that feels that way?
I would say definitely apply. This program exists specifically for people who feel that way. We're really trying to make connections with the professional community, but for people who aren't there yet. And so I would say apply.
Awesome. Thanks, Karen. Thanks, Alyssa.